It's like I love Ariana Grande, and I feel like we should be friends, but also
I don't know about
be
that.
your heroes. Oh my Lord. There's the tea.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where stellar guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here with Daisy Ridley. Daisy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see what's on.
Oh.
First up.
Right, we need to try and stem this nosebleed.
Oh,
Can you help me?
Lord.
Grab his arm and help me.
Look at me with a wedge trainer.
Look at you with a wedge trainer.
Oh my no! I had auditioned for another role on that.
And this is your first TV gig.
Yes. And as I've learned subsequently, not coming first, sometimes you win because the person that got the role couldn't come back. So they wrote in a different thing and then I got a job. And I was like, woo! Off for filming.
This show is huge in the UK.
Huge.
It's essentially like the UK's version of ER.
Yes,
And
it's
we had
on
Martin-
every Saturday.
On every Saturday.
Yeah.
We had Martin Freeman on the couch a few months
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
And he said that this was like a rite of passage for most British actors.
The other thing we had was The Bill, which sadly finished by the time I was working. I would have always wanted to be on that.
Oh, but you got this.
I got this.
All right, next up.
Oh my God, what is this?
It's a very small, obscure indie film.
What's your hurry, thief? What?
What's your hurry, thief?
What? The jacket. This
We
is
actually did a couple versions of that, and I believe him lying down, some of that is in a studio in Pinewood with a green screen behind him and some sand. Oh, look how long ago. That was in the first ever 2 weeks of filming Star Wars.
Talk about the casting of a lifetime.
Also, we were saying at the end of filming this one, imagine if we hadn't have all got on. That would have been tricky.
Well, I know John Boyega posted a picture. It was you and him and Oscar Isaacs hugging, and it looked quite emotional. I would imagine that when you're wrapping this, the grand finale of the grand story, it must have been incredibly heavy.
It was, I just can't remember it. I can't remember it. I remember JJ making a speech, and I sort of remember a couple of things he said, like I'm always on time, which I appreciated him saying. And then he went to pass me the mic, and I was the last person to rap. Like it was my final shot, and in the shot I'm just crying in the shot. So I went from the cry, and it was incredibly dramatic. Like literally cannot remember what I said. Hugged a number of people, and then got in the car and looked out the window like I was in a music video. Aww. Tears rolling down my face. Hand to the window, thinking about days gone past. It was the best.
Wait, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied will audiences be with this ending?
I think very satisfied. Everything we were doing felt like in the moment really good. Really? Yeah.
And will your character make an appearance ever again?
Not sure. Not sure. I think they're tying this one up for a second, going off on the other adventures. I mean, if the universe needs a Ray, the universe needs a Ray, you know? But right now, couldn't say.
Look at you rhyming, you grime artist. Welcome back to Couch Surfing. I'm still here with Daisy Ridley. Daisy, shall we continue?
Yes, we shall.
Yay!
Please.
No girl has ever competed in the history of this festival.
The Eagle Huntress.
This is so fantastic. I mean, you saw an early cut of this and was so taken by it that you not only decided to executive produce, but you narrated as well.
Yeah.
What about this project spoke to you?
I've just found it really moving, really, really moving. And so I told my agent, and we got on a call with Otto, who made it. Initially, it was sort of a thing of, I'll executive produce, which was, you know, do a bit of press and hopefully get it a bit. And then they were just saying that for kids, they needed something to just keep people on track of what was going on. So I don't narrate much in it, but it's just helpful to keep the story driving.
What other stories would you like to bring to the big screen? Because you really seem drawn to strong female characters. I would imagine that you'd be moving in that direction.
I'm a big book reader, so there's a number of books I've read in the past couple of years that I've been like, yeah, this should be made, this should be made.
Like what?
Well, the one that's been talked about is Most Important Woman, which is about Virginia Hall, who is... I started reading the book, and you sort of have to go away because she did so many amazing things. It's actually hard to digest.
Up next.
You mustn't have your theory fixed if you're testing my handwriting.
Okay, so obviously every
Look
Hollywood.
at that tash.
Oh, that's that tash.
Look at the tash.
Did it have its own trailer?
I did say to him, it should be number 2 on the call sheet. And he went, don't make me laugh, it's going to fall off. It's funny, we improvised a bit of that scene, and he said something to me, and I forgot where we were supposed to be going, so I stopped for a second and then tried to find my words, and they put it in the film. Because it looked genuinely like he was asking me something, and I just couldn't think of an answer to lie to him.
I hold my...
So yeah.
Very nice.
I think
I know
that
I've
bit,
never been to America.
I lost what I was saying.
I know that you're a huge fan of Kenneth's, right?
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of A-listers in this film. Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, Kenneth, Penelope Cruz, Dame Judy Dench.
Hilariously, when she came on, so she came onto the trailer, and Wackener, who did my makeup, was doing Judy's makeup or hair, I can't remember which. And Wackener said, oh, I introduced you, and I went like a bit funny. And then the first thing she said was, you stole Lee? Because my driver Lee, who's driven me on all 3 Star Warses, I asked for him on Orient, and he had driven her on something else, and he is a fantastic human being. And that was the first thing she said. She was like, you stole Lee. I was like, you can have him. Please be comfy, Dame Judy.
Shout out to Lee. Okay, up next.
You'll call me Stumpy for the rest of my life, and I'll have a horrifying scar. But all the real scars will be on the inside.
They made me such a strange little bunny.
Sorry,
I
didn't
went
know that.
in and met Will, who's the director, and he said, we're doing a Beatrix Potter film, and I said yes. But the thing is, watching it, my mum found it hilarious because she was like, it's so you. But watching it, I think she's a strange bunny. He watched interviews of me and basically made the character for me. And I know I'm a bit all over the place, but I was like, really? Also, Sia is Mrs. Tickywinkle.
I cannot believe that.
Amazing northern accent. I love
Really?
that film so much.
Wait, were you ever in the booth with Sia or in her proximity?
No,
Okay, because
JJ's good friends with her, and he tried to FaceTime her when I was with him. And again, like, I don't want to meet people that I love. I've got nothing interesting to say. So I was sort of glad she didn't pick up, but also wanted to FaceTime Sia.
it's
you know?
Sia.
It's Sia.
Chandelier.
Sia with the chandelier, you've rhymed. Also, and actually, she did the song for Eagle Huntress.
She did?
She did, and she chose to do it because she watched the film and was very moved by it.
I'm going to broker an introduction.
I feel like me and Sia should be friends.
Yes, I feel like you should hang out. Moving right along.
I thought you were my first two.
Ophelia.
Ophelia. How did you want to go about distinguishing your Ophelia? Because she has been on film since the silent era. What did you want
has.
to bring to this character?
I've
that made it
never
yours?
actually seen Hamlet on film, so I'm quite glad I didn't, because I think it would have just freaked me out.
I
And there was
understand
a
that.
Hamlet on at the time, and I was like, no, can't watch it, it's too much. So I sort of just tried to do the thing. It was tough. It was 2 months of being in every day. Like, I was in mostly every scene. So emotionally, it was tough.
Now that you've done this, any desire to hit the stage, theater?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I get really bad stage fright.
Really?
Like
This
when
is
I
the wrong
film,
business.
I know. When I film, they've had to move my mic from there to the middle of my chest.
Why?
Because before every take, my heart starts beating so fast. Yeah.
And yet you persevere and do it anyway.
Well, I persevere because you've got a bit more time to, like, you know, and a bit of adrenaline's good. The thought of being on stage for a full thing makes me feel a bit sick. I will get there eventually.
You're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And we're
Do
going
things
to
that frighten
yes,
you.
Yes. And we'll have Sia write the score, and there we are.
Can you imagine?
Yes, I can actually.
She directed a film
She did actually.
with Leslie, who played my boyfriend
My
in
boyfriend.
Orient Express, my boyfriend.
I'm going to get her on the couch. I'm going to have you back, and then we'll just sit here and we'll do a
chat.
big old supersized couch
And we'll
surfing.
sip some more tea about other people.
And it'll be a grande size tea. Daisy, thank you so much for surfing by.
Thank you so much.
Ophelia is in theaters and on VOD and digital now. See you next week on Couch Surfing. Bye.
Oh my God. Are you going to have to edit that out?
No.